Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much everyone for coming back to my channel. And if you're listening in the podcast, thank you so much for being here. It is Thursday, November 16, 2023. I needed to come here and do an update about this case that is getting more disturbing by the minute. I guess you can say we still have no word on what happened with 29-year-old Nancy Yen, who went kayaking to a yoga retreat in Guatemala in the middle of last month in October. She hasn't been seen since, and everything about this case is just very bizarre, very strange. It's very unheard of. Um, and people are going to say, this happened overseas, different countries have different laws, but you have to remember that the people that were around Nancy when she was over there in Guatemala, um, they were people who were also tourists. So Guatemala was not their home, number one. And when somebody goes missing in a group setting, especially, I think when you go on a trip and you seek out to join a group of people, that says a lot about you. You want to protect yourself. You don't want to go by yourself, right? You want to meet people who have the same like interests, in the same, going to the same place for the same reasons, I guess you can say. You want to meet up. Is Even though she'd been there before, she still wanted to be jointly in a group, so that she's traveling by herself. The world is getting weird, as by the minute. So it's a smart thing to do these days, to go in a group setting when you're going overseas. So saying, everything happened overseas in a different country with different laws, is still, when you look deeper into this case, you still see that behaviors of people when somebody goes missing in a group setting. What this group of people in particularly that were with Nancy over there, what they did following her disappearance, is not normal behavior. And because of that, somebody needs to be held accountable. I cannot believe that the people that were with her, specifically the person who was paired up with the team with her to go kayaking together with her, the person who last saw Nancy Yen alive, the person who last saw Nancy Yen alive over there, was allowed to leave the country. I cannot believe that there were no witness testimonies taken. There was no immediate investigation. It's like, wait a second, you know, I think the agency, I know they already came out and spoke. Don't wash your hands on this case because you are ultimately responsible. Okay, don't. I know they're trying to blame the hotel and say, when we went back to the hotel to collect the fee for the kayaking trip, they were all gone. Don't do that, because I'm assuming, right? I never done this type of trips, right? But I'm sure people who have done this type of trips can relate. You assume that you are renting kayaks, and everybody rents the kayak. They get paired in groups of two, right? So everybody gets paired, and they go into the water, and then, okay, we send 7 teams out, 7 teams of two. When everybody comes back, there's somebody missing, and like, you just gonna go back to the hotel and be like, oh, somebody's missing anyway, shut it down, let's continue on and move on with our life. Like, what? So somebody needs to be held accountable, that the fact that the person who last saw Nancy alive over there was allowed to leave Guatemala, and nothing was like, she was never interviewed by authorities. They didn't report her missing for a while. I don't even remember how long it took. And they're shutting down. Everybody's shutting down. Nobody wants to say anything. I mean, are you kidding me? Imagine if that would happen to one of them, right? Like, this is not normal behavior. Obviously, they're hiding something. And you know what the big update about this case is today? That the person, the mystery woman that was with Nancy on that, kayaking outing, I guess you can say, she finally came and spoke. And of course, she has a lawyer. How? What? Who does that? You gonna go with somebody? Like, this is so ridiculous. It's crazy, and I'm trying. It's so ridiculous. Guys, I know everybody can understand this. How is it that you're gonna go out with someone? Like, I would be so scared. If I had trouble when I was younger. I went to Italy by myself to go to fashion school and all of that. Um, I had a roommate. If everything was fine. But God forbid, if I would have been at the hotel and coming back from school one day, I'm like, where's my room? And she's not there. Oh, well, she's going to come back. And anyways, let me continue on with my classes and come back to the US and everything's good. I would have been so scared because I'll be like, wait a second. I went out to this trip with somebody and now she has not returned. Like, get the police here, go out there and search for her. I'm not going to travel back to my country and get a lawyer and be like, okay, now I'm going to talk because I feel the pressure of the people saying, how come this person has not been found yet? This is not normal behavior. Now she's got a lawyer too because she's also an attorney or something. Obviously, she has a lawyer for a reason. Everything she's done is not normal behavior, specifically of somebody who perhaps knows more about the law, right? So before I get confused, let me tell you exactly information about her and this big update about the Nancy M disappearance, okay? It says here the last person who saw Nancy M before she went missing during Guatemala yoga retreat speaks out. Through an attorney, Christina Blasek claims she warned Nancy Ann of Lake Attilan dangerous condition before she entered the water and disappeared. Oh my goodness, she's such a good human. I'm sorry to be sarcastic. It's just not normal behavior. You're gonna travel, you're gonna leave the site. You're gonna check out early. You're not even gonna pay your bill. You're so scared of yourself. You're not even gonna pay the bill. The person who you went into a trip, okay? You went kayaking with this person, last person who spoke with this person who's missing. You're gonna travel back to your country and you're gonna skedaddle right out of Guatemala as soon as you can. You're gonna come here, lawyer up, and be like, okay, if I feel the pressure enough, then I'll come and talk. What? And now you're trying to say, I told her that the lake was very dangerous. This is not normal behavior. This is very weird. Okay, something is up with this case. And, I feel for the family. The interviews that the family has done is just heartbreaking. This is somebody who's been missing for, I think, almost a month already, almost, right? To this is 16. So it's very sad that this is happening. By the way, when the family first came out and spoke, I was like, "What? Nobody in that tour, nobody that was in that tour wanted to come out and speak with them. That's so weird." But I'm like, I was thinking to myself, "Oh, these are probably people from like different cultures, different like settings, and they're not maybe there's an English issue, maybe anything, right?" Because I'm thinking, they meet up over there for a yoga retreat. Who knows, like what country these people are from? This lady is from San Francisco, okay? Like, are you serious? She lives right here in San Francisco, and probably near like where Nancy is from. So maybe did they know each other? Like, something is up over here, okay? Let me continue reading. It says here she warned her that the conditions were very uh dangerous, she said. What a good human, right? A California woman, says here, remains missing after, well, that's Nancy, excuse me. Um, California woman remains missing after disappearing on a yoga retreat in Guatemala last month. Now the last person to see her is speaking for the first time. Nancy Ann, 29, went missing in Lake Attilan on October 19. So 3 days from now, it's going to be a month, right? According to the family, now they say Christina Blasek, a San Bernardino County public defender. Listen to this. This is not somebody who doesn't know how the law operates. This is not somebody who, I don't know if they have to take a statement, somebody's missing. Like any average person would be like, oh, is that the procedure? This is what you do when somebody's missing? It will be all new stuff for that person if they don't know how things work. You're talking about, this is even worse. okay? Because you're talking about somebody who practiced the law. She's a public defender, a defender, okay? Um, uh, I'm trying my best not to be. This is so annoying, okay? This case, I mean, the people involved in this case are playing on us and playing on Nancy and playing on the family, thinking that people are not going to figure it out, okay? It says here that Christina Blasek, that's her name, right? A San Bernardino County public defender was at the same retreat before Monterey Park woman disappearance. Her attorney, Christopher Garnett, said. Garnett said his client crossed paths with Anne while they were both kayaking on the lake. Now they're this is so crazy. They only crossed paths. They just went kayaking. It was very very quick, very smooth. They were kayaking in the same place where she went missing, the last person to saw her alive. And I was just like a quick thing. I was nothing crazy. I told her it was bad. I told her the water was bad. She shouldn't go swimming. Okay. Garnet said her client crossed paths with Yan when they were both kayaking on the lake. Um, at one point, Nancy expressed interest in going swimming. The attorney allegedly claiming that Blasek encouraged her not to because it was rough out there and there was good current. Blasek lawyer claimed that Nancy entered the water anyway and then pushed her kayak away. Away, excuse me. So she said now that Nancy went in the water and pushed the kayak away. Blasek helped retrieve the kayak, but was unable to get Nancy to safety. Um, kept one leg. Blasek said she kept one leg in her kayak and the other leg in the other kayak and tried to get back to Nancy and to get close to her. And then apparently she lost the kayak again and she turned around to go back to the kayak again. And when she turned back around, Nancy was gone. Do you know what the crazy thing about this? And perhaps it's true. Let's just give her the benefit of the doubt. If you have nothing to hide, you're not talking about losing a purse. Oh my goodness, I went kayaking, I dropped my purse in the water, and that's it. Like, okay, no. It is very strange for this woman to come out now, almost a month after. She left the place early. She didn't even pay the bill, right? She left the place, comes back to the US, okay? And now gets a lawyer. Now she wants to speak. Like, it's not normal behavior. And this is somebody who knows how this works. This is somebody who knows how the law works. According to what I just read, she is a public defender. This is somebody who knows how this system works. And when I say system, I mean like the whole process of investigation and things like that. I wouldn't even know. Like, what are you when somebody's missing? What do? You call the police, right? And there's a process. Imagine being in a different country. What do? You do basically it's just normal human behavior. You go ahead and call the police. You don't go to the hotel running, pack up all the stuff and leave the same day. Like the person you were holding the kayak for never came back to you. And you're not even gonna say, hey, you know what? I was holding this kayak for somebody who went out there with me. We were the only two in the area, and she decided to go swimming. She never came back. I think you need to send authorities to search for her. Oh, no, no, no. She didn't do that. No. She packed up all her stuff, rushed out of Guatemala, came back here, and almost a month later gets a lawyer, and now she wants to speak. This is so weird. We need lie detectors, we need Google search records on her, we need everything that we can get on her, on this woman. Okay, we need surveillance video from the hotel if they even have anything, because the fact that she was not reported missing the same day by the kayaking company that sent out 10 kayaks, let's just say, and only 9 of them came back and didn't do anything about it, that is so bizarre. Okay, I think in any country that would be the procedure to be like, wait a second, what is the person that's missing on the other kayak? Nobody's gonna go out there and search. You have to wait until the family comes public and say, we haven't heard from our sister. We haven't heard from our loved one, and they have to open a GoFundMe account just to fundraise the whole searching team. Like what? No, it's not. It's not. Something is up with this case, and specifically this lady, because everything that she has done, we're not talking about an average person who doesn't know how things work. This is a public defender, okay, who, instead of defending the victim in this case, which is Nancy, right, because she's missing, a person who's a public defender, who deals with this, who knows law communication, who knows how to communicate in a court of law, will perhaps be more aware of what the right procedure will be, specifically if you are in a different country and you don't it's somebody that you went out and you were holding something for her to get back to shore, never got back. Like, you will think that person, out of everybody, probably in that trip, will know more about how the whole process works, excuse me. Oh no, she never did that. She actually came and protect herself and got a lawyer, and after a month, after all the pressure probably from everybody in the family and the authorities, because now she knows the FBI is involved, she's like, okay, I guess I'll talk now, but I'm gonna get my lawyer. Okay, yeah. Something is definitely up with this case. And it's so sad. The whole thing is so sad. Because Nancy was doing what she likes to do. And, you know, I'm thinking that public defender had such a great opportunity to help out in this case, and look what she did. She's like, I'm out of here. Like, she's missing. I'm getting my suitcase. I'm out of this country, and I'm gonna go home, and I'll see if this makes the news, and if it does, then I'll get a lawyer. What? Completely off, completely weird, completely not normal on her part. So it says here, Blasek has been criticized for supposedly remaining silent during the weeks-long search. Um, the family of Nancy said this is the first time they heard from somebody, and they want to know why it took so long. This is so weird. We're not talking about you coming home from a trip and figuring out, oh my goodness, the plane lost my luggage. You're talking about a human life. You're talking about that you got paired to go on a trip with somebody who you warned that the water was rough. Please don't go swimming. It's really bad out there. And then you see her go swimming, and then you holding the kayak for her, and she doesn't return with you, and you're just gonna go bye bye and like checked out earlier and be like, okay, I'm out of here and I'm gonna get my lawyer. And if it gets too if the media gets on me, and now she sees the FBI involved, and then I'll speak about it, but with my lawyer, right? So weird, this case. My goodness. So you guys are. I think I shared on the previous video. I spoke about her and the GoFundMe. Please go ahead and help out with the family, the rescue, the search rescue. It says here $91,000 has been raised so far. That's some great news for them. They need all the help that we can give them right now. Please share this video. Okay, I hope in the days to come, Miss, what's her name again? I think Miss Blasek, I guess you can say, she gets investigated. I think they need to do a lie detector test. I think they need to do a computer record search on her. They need to get surveillance video. It's just so crazy because it's been so long. Of the security cameras, they erase if the video is not pulled fast enough. A lot of places they get erased. So she needs to be interviewed by a major network or something. Um, she needs to be interviewed, and everybody who was also with them. Like, I want to know what she told the other people. It wasn't just like I don't know exactly how many people were there, but I'm sure, you know, if you come back and you're like, oh my goodness, everybody's back already and I have to come back, but the other woman that went with me, she told me she was going to go swimming. She never came back. And like, what did the other people do when she gave them the news? Did she even say anything? Did she look distressed? Some reports say that she looks very concerned. But if she did, then why leave the country? Why not go out there and be like, tell people they need to go and search for her. She never came back. That is the reason. This is the big question mark about this case. Why would you just not do more while you were over there? Why don't you just be like, go there and search instead? The whole crew, instead, everybody in that tour leaves early, checks out early, some in such frantic, I guess you can say, that they even forgot to pay their own bill over there for the kayaks. Like, wow, that's so bizarre and strange. And yeah, we have questions. And now that Miss Blasek is out, I think a lot of they need to start pulling them up. Go grab them wherever they're from. Go grab them. You better, grab them and get the news out there, because if they don't have records of who those people were, family members of them who say, wait a second, didn't you told me you were going to Guatemala? Do you know anything about this? You were going to that yoga retreat. Somebody knows more about it. Somebody knows more about this case. So we're not just gonna bury and be like, okay, anyways, let's continue on. Somebody knows what happened with Nancy, okay? If sometimes it takes for you to experience something so dramatic to be like, oh man, now I understand what they went through. No, you need to have compassion for people. I don't, obviously I don't know Nancy or anything, but you have compassion for a human life. It is not normal behavior for the whole entire team to just shut down and leave the country in a frantic. Like, what? Even now, this lady, she's so like distraught, and she's like doesn't want to talk to anybody. She's gonna fly back to her home and get a lawyer. And now, almost a month after, she's like, okay, I'll talk to them, I guess. I told her the water was bad. No, you didn't help anybody, okay? So let's get her like checked out. Like, seriously, she needs to be investigated deeper, and we need answers, okay? So that is the big update about this case. Let me know what you guys think about this one. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming back to my channel and listening in the podcast. Have a good night. God bless.